Hey guys, this is Frederick the Second, back at it with another video. This I'm kind of doing two videos in one day, but this one was really good and it happened today. So this is fresh out of the inbox. This was a 3v3 with me and my squad right here on the right, and then one of my friends got stuck over here, and then with two randoms, but this guy, Ichi, was actually pretty darn good. And you'll see why later in this video. Just waiting for the game to load up. Alright, so, just before we head anywhere close to the main battle, because already vanilla is a fast-paced version of this game, like in the base game, but this one was pretty darn quick for the first half. For my RV composition, I am playing as Prussia. I brought two skirmishers, 8 line, 2 foot guards, 5 hussars, and one of them being the Lutzol Freikorps. Then my buddy over here, this was Edward the Black Prince. He was playing as the British. Pretty fitting, honestly. I don't remember exactly what he had, but it seems he's got 2 lights right here, 2 lifeguard, no, 1 lifeguard, 1 dragoon, the 15th hussars, which are pretty darn good. Look at these uniforms. Yeah, those are you gotta love those uniforms, man. Not so much for the dragoons, but those hussars are looking fresh. Then he's got 2 foot guards over here, really dangerous line infantry. King's German Legion foot. And he's got 4 foot right here. And another. Oh, and here's the other King's German Legion foot, and then the last 2 lights. So before I go on to Keebler, who's the last Prussian army on our team, the rules were no. I have a pretty strict set of rules. I either allow art or I don't, and most of the time I don't. It's no art, 4 lights or skirmishers, max a 2 shooter cav, no buildings, and no guerrillas. And max a 2 melee infantry. I find those to be the most balancing in vanilla Napoleon, as most people will find loopholes with the no art 4 lights. Like they'll spam, if they play France, they'll spam shooter cav, just surround you and keep you in square, like, which is normally okay with like 1 or 2 units, but if a whole art, like a good section, like 4 or more, it really just keeps you in square. Sorry, I got a little off track. And then for Keebler, he's got those 2 beautiful Prussian Fusiliers. Not so much with the uniform, but they are like machine guns in this game. And then we have the elegant-looking Cuirassiers in their snow white uniform. His Brandenburg Uhlans, 2 foot guards, same as me. Gotta love those uniforms. Look at the plumes on their heads. Yeah, those are pretty damn good units. And then for the rest of his army, he's got 4 line right here. I'll just call Musketeers line. Then he's got another 2 and 1 more Musketeer, and the last 2 of his Fusiliers, and 1 more Cuirassier. So it's essentially like just 4 cav. Can't see the opposing one, but the teams. I'm fighting against my one of our buddies, Ney, that we play with, Marshal Ney. You can find him. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. This is Sarah Bernor in the center, and then Ithi is right here on the far right. So without further ado and delay, let's get on with the battle. Alright. Starting off, the map is Galacian, in case if you're unfamiliar with it. Just gotta skip past the deployment zone. And it is one of the best maps in this game. Just like, for one, personally, I love it because there's no river crossings. But it's got this nice hill right here. There's plenty of open space for open line battles, but there's also just the right amount of force and patches and hills for both teams to contest fiercely, I might add, for positions that will give them advantages. All right, now let's see the battle actually go ahead. I immediately send all 5 of my cav All 5 of my hussars straight to the hill. They're the fastest cav in the game, but I'm going up against the French, and I think we all know the French hussars at this period are not hussars. Just in this game, they are much better, especially their heavy cav, which you can see coming up right here. But I get the first charge on the 5th Regiment of Hussars, about to sandwich in with another. I go straight in. I'm not winning the combat though against Dave's, she says. I'm a little worried, honestly, because even though they're in melee, you can just activate their shooting. Come on for the glory of Prussia. Hold, man, hold. You see, he knows he doesn't bail this unit out there. Yep, and they all agree. Such a shame, those beautiful uniforms, and they shatter. The cav just keeps going down. I run straight into his lights, trying to. I know I'm not going to win the cavalry battle, so I'm trying as best I can to just buy time by screwing over these formations over here. We're about to see the Cheval go.
Our men are running
straight into the line. A little bit of friendly fire, but that's all right. Sometimes losses are made in the heat of battle. Not even a single volley was fired by them. As we head into the woods, we'll see where the remainder of my cav went. I think I lost one over here to these guards. These guys are nasty little suckers. They're just like the speed of a light cavalry unit, but they got the, obviously, the firepower, and they got the damage done by cuirassiers. So I'm trying to just bail out and fall back to my grenadier square, which is right here. Normally grenadiers are frowned upon, and I don't blame people usually because it's a difficult unit to use, as the only time you should really use it is ultra settings of 120 men. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm cutting off. You gotta see, oh man. Oh, there's a guard. We're making it the square. It says they're winning, but they won't be for long. Even though they do that, I charge straight into the French Bordeaux trying to bail out and create an emergency. French line infantry is forming up. It's too late. As devastating as that is, though, it's doing its job.
Our men are running,
sir. Distracting them. Over here, I lost some line, but I'm using the skirmishers instead of stakes now. Even though the cav is essentially gone in this phase, the stakes act as bullet shields, and combined with the Prussian line infantry, it's just going to destroy him. Only though he's on the lower part of the hill, and I don't want to waste my ammo. Let's go over to the British front. So far, Edward is clashing head-to-head with his lights, attempting to skirmish and doing a great amount of damage, but he needs to move up. He needs to move up his line infantry. Otherwise, they're going to get outmatched by sheer numbers. He's doing a little bit of good skirmishing back and forth along the line. Let's go back and see what's going on here. No, I don't understand why he did this, but he decided he didn't need to follow up the cav until the very end. He threw his lights in the melee against the Russian line. I think people watching a little bit thinking that they're going to make a difference. They should have just stayed place. Here we go. Edward's 15 Hussars coming in to cut down the infantry and amassing the elite dragoons and lifeguard force. Charge! Oh shoot, I think there's a solid one square with the side about to crash down. Beautiful cat battle. as good as this cab is, if he doesn't break the charge, he gets shot first, it's pretty much worthless. Screwing up the French lines, which is good, but it's expensive cav. He needs to follow up with his infantry. Yeah, see, right here, this was part of the mistake in the battle. He's not a bad player at all, but had he moved up his infantry while keeping all of this in disarray, I would have absolutely shredded the French line. Speaking of which, we still got the Voltigeurs still trying to go in. Oh, and French cuirassiers, oh, they're going to go. I form up square, making sure that I'm still protected, because even though I got stakes, I am not exactly a big fan of each shot, or I'll be run over like that. See, now this is a good time to charge. He charges in, and he's got these Polish lancers. Those guys are absolutely terrifying. Going back and forth.
Our men are running, sir.
He's just throwing wave after wave, breaking my Alante. My skirmisher is not really doing much effect over there. Having to fight the old guard in the woods. Let's go check the right flank real quick before it gets even more intense. So unfortunately, I had no idea what was going on. I only looked at the map a little bit, but Keebler did not do good on this front. He's actually got some mid skill, but in this case, he went toe-to-toe with a French player who knew his stuff and how to properly use this tactic of lighting up skirmishers in front of elite infantry. You can see that the Prussian morale is just going down bit by bit, and a cab charge like this.
Our men are running, sir.
And another mistake right here. I'm looking at both sides. They're shooting the hill. Not enough shots are hitting the infantry directly. He needs to take this forest right here in order to make a difference for his front. Let's go over to my side real quick. Oh, we didn't miss it. The action was still intense. So yeah, like I said, they went straight into it. I had Edwards didn't have to support me, but I highly doubt it was enough by itself. If it wasn't for his cab, I probably would have lost both of these units right here. Oh, these French. Yeah, I was really pissed about that. The mass tactic, it works, but I Cuirassiers do some damage. I'm well aware I'm friendly firing my own line at this point, but I'm also getting a lot more Frenchmen. I'm going to buy time and use my infantry to its advantage. Superior firepower of men. The spurs side by side. French line shattering left and right. Oh, another one getting choked out. There's old guard here, he does not have the numbers to continue an attack. So I hold back for a bit. I have a good amount of line left over. I'm just gonna tire him out and use it. But going back over here on the right, it's not looking too hot. Keebler it makes me really sad seeing Prussia getting beat like this, because it really is like a foreplay of the Battle of Vienna. That Cheval is just oh no, Hussard. I thought that was Cheval. First he's just pinned back here. He has no solid line support to protect from Cav. So his old guard and his Voltigeurs have a field day. As you can see, it's just folding this flank right here. And even though Edward did great sending in the Cav and countering Ney's charges, he's thinned out his own line, and like I've said in previous videos, if you control the forest,
sir,
you essentially are
our
going to win the
general is under
firefight,
attack.
even if you go up against the British. Looking at this Lightfoot. Well, neck and neck, but we could see a Polish, oh no, Pretty sure that was Polish. Let's go see. Yeah, there's Swiss and Polish troops over here. Being double stacked, which is not a bad strategy at all. It's pretty good. It's maximizing the amount of firepower he's dishing out. And the shots that are missing the British lights, they're hitting his line. And we can already see that. His foot guards haven't seen any combat, but they are already down to 140 casualties.
Our men are running, sir.
So at this point of the battle, it's pretty obvious Nate's knocked out. His old guard is bleeding out. The plan was to crush and swing in like a heavy steel door, smash into the center before the right flank completely overturns. But unfortunately, I was too late. You can see it's just going downhill faster and faster. Keebler was trying to salvage the situation, but having French old guard nearby, now of your line just going at it, it wasn't going to put. It was not going to last. Oh, not Bulgarians, just saying. Let's see, Cheval just on. Ickby, this French player on our right flank, he did an excellent job at his task, just not just attacking, but smashing through this flank right here. And now the pressure is being put on Edward, Great Britain, because he's going to have to try to hold the hinge between Prussia, the right Prussian wing, and the center. And it's not going well, as you can see the old guard, young and old guard slicing through the British line. His best chance at this point is to not overextend by pulling back into this area and hold like the Battle of Gettysburg with fish hooks in some way. At least until I can come down and finish off whatever remains right here. Because my troops, they're not exhausted. They're fresh. We're active at this point. Oh, but he's having to deal with the French cabinet. That's going to pose a serious issue. Yeah, so, okay, see, like I said, I told Edward, just stall as long as you can, because he has an army left. He has troops in the army left, but Keebler, he could not fall back. Look at it. It's gone. Putting up a last valiant stand right here. The musketeers, some fusiliers, but without just the sheer numbers, and not to mention old guard fear factor kicking in at full effect. Yeah,
sir, your general has been killed.
Oh,
this
I killed
is a black day.
I think that's me. Yeah, I killed my general. I was getting frustrated. I had to be as aggressive as possible, so I just threw the general in the fray, but not before using the rally and inspire ability, because I'm not dumb. I'm going to use as much of it as possible. Right now we got the Swiss foot out. I don't know why these men were blocking. Come on, man. In formation. Fire! Oh! Watch all that Swiss foot go down. And these guys are not built for melee. Not built for melee at all. They're just gonna rout. Moving up the skirmishers real quick. Yeah. So looking at this, just a quick overview. We already know that this flank of the French against the angle of Prussian is not gonna last long if they get hit directly. So their best chance is to just delay, to use the delayed tactics. And the center, while not outnumbered, it's definitely under threat from. Oh wait, no, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought these were one unit. Young and old guard mixed in with one another. Look at that. The hardened veterans going up against the strongest infantry Europe has seen until Napoleon. Meanwhile, luckily they have 4 line units stacked up with one another to maximize the firepower. And seeing that opening, I was like, nope, I'm not gonna put up with that. I'm gonna just try to go around.
Our men are running, sir.
We can also see how badly it's going right. So I'm looking back at it, honestly, if the French player from the center, because I think this is majority of this is still got to be in Ichthys, and some of the guards being Cerebro. If he had just been aggressive, like going into melee, at least with the young guard, he would have absolutely destroyed this part. Like, you can see the effects already on a double stack line. Absolutely destroyed this foot. At this point, it's not even a matter of technical maneuvering. It's just the amount of firepower coming from these 8 troops. Let's watch the French forward the volleys. That's an absolute massacre. Smoke and blood of battle. It's tangible. We have these trees protecting them as well. Still getting peppered down by British German foot. But I broke through on one of the line and I'm giving a direct adjacent fire. Slicing up the Swiss foot. Oh! Nice little volley right there. Nice one. Not even a little one. Gotta love the Prussian foot guard. Used properly, these guys will absolutely best. I say that a lot. I just noticed they say absolutely. Quite a decisive person. I'm not. Oh, let's check the right flank. Yeah, they're getting overturned over here. Yeah. It's sorry about that. Yeah, I'm feeling really bad for Edward because without Keeper's, even his remnants of troops, he is on constant back foot. Maybe we can see the King's German Legion foot being turned over by the French Old Guard. But if he can keep getting the first volleys, hold and dig in, he can inflict enough damage to where the remainder of my forces will envelop or at least shift the battle line in our favor. Look at this, the French Old Guard, hot on the tail. He's not letting them perform whatsoever. Look at these guys, 25 Old Guard. Nearly exhausted, but they are still going to keep putting in their chips. They're going to show their mettle, show their worth. Fight for the Emperor. While the English, they fight for the liberation of Europe, free from the Emperor's hand and grasp, his politics, and his meddling, having their own fair share of battle in Spain and now in the east of the European theater. Ooh, nice volleys on the Old Guard. Yes, it is a bloody place. I don't know if you could hear that, but one of the linemen from the British side said, bloody face to me, man. Nice volley. Yeah. But this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, let's go back over here. I completely overturned this flank. I had to be as aggressive as possible. I did not want anyone coming back. But if these guys were, because he has fresh troops, I did not understand. Ithi is using his general aggressively. That's good to see. But had he been in melee, at the very least, he 100% would have killed these units. 100%. All he had to do was just put his, I don't know whose Old Guard these are, but just put him in line right behind the Swiss, or the other way around, Old Guard in melee, which is probably better, and just shoot them where they stand. That was not a good volley. That just shot the ground. See, that's another key part of NTW battles. This is why I love their map selection. If you can play with the terrain properly, like right here, make them bait shots at the right time, right moment, at the right units, you can just easily get him. And he's going after my skirmishers, but he is being destroyed. And I don't know, you guys might have seen it up here. There were 2 French units that came back into the fight, a Polish Guard and a Swiss foot. But conserving the ammo and kind of on the clock, I just melee charged him with the foot guard. This battle was so... technically, we were still losing this battle.
We have killed their general.
Look at the balance of power. It is not in our favor whatsoever. Plenty of it is still in the French. And that's just purely because of the Imperial Guard. Although now, by now, oh, yep. Edward should have just stayed in line right here. Could have got it in a nice volley. But the French rear guard is, it's completely gone. So now I can shift my line and spread their forces thin, so he's not getting the full force of the French Imperial Guard. Which is essentially what is left over. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, there's some Swiss sweat here and there, but I'm seeing 2 Old Guard, the Legion of the Brave, and then some Voltigeurs. But I had the skirmishers. These little buggers, this is where they shine. Though exhausted, they still got plenty of ammo. You can't see it, but they had at least a quarter of their ammunition left over. And my musketeers as well, considering Nate did not... he didn't let me go in a firefight for very long. I was in melee for most of this game. Yeah, Celebrimor. That was the center French guy's name. Oh, there's so many British just dead right here. Especially on the lines. Pardon me. That's the sound of silence. Right, so, now that the French have the hill, they know it as well. They're going to use it to hold a defensive formation. Triangle, if you will, hold a hinge. Using the high ground and their superior quality of troops, elite troops, to just shatter us. But seeing the little weak
spot... The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Seeing a chink in their line, I'm going straight for the chasseurs. Because even though they're like, yeah, they're light infantry, they have the same accuracy and reload as their line. And I've got foot guards and musketeers. That's good. In this last part, me and Edward were furiously. We weren't arguing with one another. We were furiously talking about how we could pull this off, like if we could pull it off. Because this is why, if you think about it, it's really a reverse Waterloo. Because Britain was holding right here, right? Britain was holding, trying to delay the French. He was doing his job, just did not have the numbers, and had to wait for Prussian reinforcements. Only we're not in Brussels. We're in Spain, I believe. Galacian. Yeah, I'm not the best in geography, so correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. I'm already fresh for the line. Just moving up skirmishers. I cannot shoot anything from this angle, as you can see. So I'm sending in the Schutzen. Excellent skirmishers, by the way. By far second best in the game. First being British rifles or Portuguese tasadores. Oh, and okay, now the French are moving. Seeing that Old Guard, and I do not want to lose any unnecessary losses.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, I got extremely frustrated at this part because I was running up my soldiers, but they got shot first for some reason. I had told them to stop too beforehand. See, I can get the Legion. I can get the Legion of the Brave, but I'm not letting that Old Guard get a volley off me. Just got to use the foot guards and the musketeers. Just buying time. The more troops he's drawing away, the more we got. We have the numbers. Which is why I'm really confused why balance of power is still in favor. But oh well. Ooh, you got to stay. You got to stay put. Got to stay put with the King's German Legion. Again with the terrain. He's so focused on trying to hold. So am I trying to push up. We're both shooting the ground, and every volley, every bullet counts in the long run. Fortunately, these guys have been fighting the whole time. Oh, get that charge. Go into square formation to blunt it. But it still does a lot of damage. Yeah, that broke me in square. I was not happy. Come on, Russians. Come on. Oh, no. No. Oh. Oh. Got the old. Oh, I missed the old guard charge. It was that small little unit here. Oh, yeah, but that's another old guard unit gone. The closer he comes in, the more bullets just keep pouring in there. Will they make the charge? But they're screaming, Viva la France! Going straight. Nope! And they shatter. Point blank in front of the Prussian logo. This is why you gotta love the Prussians. Oh, they lost the flag bearer though. Don't matter. Fight for the glory. More charge. Best thing I could just do is square and shoot from all angles. Let's go see the British. He's holding on for knowing that I'm going to already win on my front. The French start diverting the majority of their forces that are remaining onto the British. Or if you can even call it majority. Swiss foot just nailing down on the King German Legion. Getting them in the square. The chatty is though, Edward throws the general into the fray. Keeping the line out of keeping the Swiss line out of formation, allowing him to shoot. Oh, but here comes another turret over. Gotta buy time with the Swiss. Did he hold? Both sides of the war. Did he hold? I finished on my front. I'm about to close the trap. Again, major props to the French. The guy on the far right, he did an amazing job, but the numbers were just not in his favor. There goes the last charge of the field fire. Straight into a British square, foot square. They must hold the line. Oh, you can see the officers right looking at it. He's going to fight to the death. Oh, it's making
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir. To the standard!
Yeah, he's not letting the British folks go back into the battle. Meanwhile, I'm just pulling balls. Volley after volley with that. Can't let that old guard come back, you know? I forgot, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to just square snipe, but I got charged with the chasseurs where they routed, and I was so focused on killing that old guard because, as we all know, the old guard can turn the tide of battle at any time. I mean, shoot, there's the bayous right there to prove it, and over on the far right.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Skirmishers over here giving cover fire. Snipers they are, hunting from the trees. Give it your best shots, men. You guys are German. You should not be speaking French. Run away. Napoleon won't save you this time. You should have been here to command the men. Oh, here goes the volley. My first volley hit the ground, though. And with that, that, we see the French finally run. So again, look at that. I, I'm not trying to sound cocky at all. I definitely did my part in the battle. Itchy, that was his name, not Iffy. He did a great job. Major props to you if you watch this video, my dude. You played very well. Edward, he gave it his best, and had he had broken or folded completely, just ran without keeping order, we would have lost. Because if the old guard reformed and get a volley, I am pretty sure that even my foot guards, without the general, would have routed. Negan did a decent amount of kills, even for a melee rush. I'm mildly surprised about that. But then there's Keebler, without a doubt, got I'm saying it again, absolutely crushed over here. It was a real shame because it had all of us on edge, on the toes, looking for the battle. I just want to look at the units real quick. Wow, 320. Yeah, my cav did not do that much this game. It was all down to the infantry. See the stats there for yourself. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle. This, again, was one of my favorites, and it happened today. One of the most intense that I've ever seen. And it definitely had me sweating because it was ranked as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you around for the next video. Till then, have a good day and stay safe.